Yes, I'm still doing these. John M. Chu, director of Now You See Me Too and of the Step Up franchise, brings us his latest, very extravagant film, Crazy Rich Asians. We follow Rachel Chu, a girl from New York, dating a seemingly normal guy, Nick Young. When Nick's best friend selects him to be the best man at his wedding in Singapore, Nick invites Rachel to introduce her to his family. However, she's shocked to realize that Nick is son to the wealthiest family in the country. Rachel faces jealous socialities, resenting relatives, and worst of all, Nick's disapproving mother. There's so many things in this movie that only my fellow Asian viewers can relate to, traditional and American. John M. Chu is only 38, which isn't old, but not too young either. So he's lived enough and understands the very different clashing mentalities of traditional parents and their millennial children. He translates that firsthand experience flawlessly into this film. Every little bickering moment between Nick, his siblings, and his mother, despite their high status, is very relatable to an Asian audience. The writing and storytelling brings these higher-than-life personalities down to earth with normal family conflict. And although conventional in stories like these, it's modernized and feels refreshing. The first act feels like it drags because the film takes time to introduce Nick and his family. However, it maintains its extravagance by showing the different lifestyles and occupation of each of Nick's relatives. So right away, we're introduced to a handful of characters, and before the 10-minute mark, we haven't even met Rachel's friends yet. There are a lot of characters in this movie, all of which add something unique to the narrative. But it gets hard to keep track of, especially once we arrive in Singapore and we meet even more people. Almost like an actual Asian family gathering. Hey. Oh, hey. Steve. Right. Sorry, there's a bunch of us here. How you been? I heard you make videos now. Yeah, I do actually. Do you watch any? No. They suck. Singapore is used to its full cinematic glory. You can tell this is coming from the Step Up movies because the camera does that thing where it's on a group of people and then backs out really quickly and then cuts to a master shot. Appropriately, it makes for a very grand viewing experience, and the music and lively set pieces only add to that. Performances are fantastic across the board. Constance Wu and Henry Golding have great chemistry together, and you sympathize with their characters for different reasons. It's especially important for Wu's performance to pull through since essentially the entire film rests on her shoulders, and she truly does deliver. These actors have bright careers ahead of them, and I can't wait to finally see more representation for Asians in Western media. If not evident already, I love this movie. I love everything it stands for. Its characters, visuals, and storytelling. In fact, I love Crazy Rich Asians so much, I think it's victorious. Tonight we are victorious! I'm not gonna get another chance to talk about this, so I'll do it now. This movie is as culturally important to Asian Americans as Black Panther is to African Americans. Both films make a statement without making a statement. Like, at no point in the movie does it ever raise its fist saying, we're minorities and we deserve to be casted more. The story doesn't glorify its characters or show them as perfect. It shows them with conflict both within themselves and other people, just like anyone else, and that's the bottom line. Nationality and color aside, we all walk the same earth, we all have problems, we're all people. All that said, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. This movie is really motivating and makes you want to become crazy rich, but I learned something important. That is, pursuing one's happiness is really standard, and it's more important to build something that'll last you and your family generations to come. And that's explained in particular through Nick's mother. And to me, that's a really important message because any kid of immigrant parents can relate to wanting to give back to them because that's all we can do.